Well, it just so happened that this morning a certain person was coming through Oxford on a bit of a quest of his own, and the bells, and I think that must be 3 o'clock. Gosh, already, doesn't time fly? Anyway, a certain person was coming through Oxford, so I thought, yes, I could catch up with the Pitt Rivers, which I missed out on our university inaugural field trip to Oxford when I got so involved with the Ashmolean that I couldn't give it up. A couple of weeks ago I picked up a really interesting novel from the library. It was written by the author who wrote The Girl with a Pearl Earring. The book was called Remarkable Creatures. Am I recording? I'm not sure whether I'm recording. Yeah, I am. The book was called Remarkable Creatures, and it was a cracking good read on the subject of fossils, and two women, one called Mary Anning, who was a working class unmarried native of Lyme Regis, and the other, Elizabeth Philpotts, who was a middle class woman who was also a spinster and had to move to Lyme Regis. She was in rather reduced circumstances, and she became very involved with hunting fossil fish and creating her own mini museum. Mary Anning hunted fossils from the beaches of Lyme Regis for money. She had or her parents had a little curio stall outside their home. A fascinating book. A lot of history. I love books which tell me something about real life that I didn't know already, and this was one of those. And it sent me on a whole kind of quest. I found my nearest beaches where there were fossils and went hunting and found something that looked like a fossil fish, and have been pining to revisit Lyme Regis and Charmouth, just so that I can see some of the beaches that are mentioned in the book, and also reread the French Lieutenant's Woman, which was something a book that I'd read in my late teens and needed a revisit, and got a lot more out of it this time than I did back then when it was fashionable. And anyway, this is what I found here today. It's another one of those magical coincidences which I've decided to record and do something with at some point in time. Another remarkable coincidence, I happen to be reading about this bird, this very strange bird, the hoatzin, in a book in bed last night. Now, what are the chances of that? Read about a hoatzin and next day meet the hoatzin.
Last week, all things.
It is remarkable because it's one of the most specialised plant eaters of all birds. It has a very well adapted digestive system. Well, that's what I read last night, and that's what it says on this label here. Somewhere, don't know whether it's in focus, who knows, who knows. It's considered by some to be a very primitive bird that is supposed to look a lot like Archaeopteryx. Who knows? Who knows? It smells like manure and is also known as the stink bird. Good job it's behind glass. Oh, here's another one that I was reading about last night. It's called the kakapo, and it's the largest parrot in the world, and it's also flightless and carnivorous. It's the only carnivorous parrot. He looks well stuffed.